Hey guys! So sorry for the late video. This last week and a half has been really hard. We had a passing in the family. We had to do the wake and the funeral and all of that stuff. My older son had surgery. The younger one has a surgery consult today. But yesterday was a snow day, and you know, today the roads are still kind of icy, so my appointment's not until this afternoon when the roads have had a bit of time to clear. So I wanted to take the time to make this video that I promised you guys, which is a kind of run through of my collection. God, my arms are already getting tired. I lost my selfie stick, so yeah. So anyway, just a quick overview. I started collecting around, I think, like I said, 2003, 2004. And back then, there weren't a lot of really great dolls on the market. There was really only Barbie and I think Bratz, maybe Mycene. I remember buying some Bratz and Mycenes basically for their clothes, but what had happened was I was on this anime like kind of website group, and a buddy of mine sent me pictures of BJDs and I fell in love. But I had just had my second son. My first husband and I were kind of going through, like, you know, things were alright, but you could tell it probably wasn't gonna last forever. So I couldn't afford BJDs. There was no way. I found Pulips who were really gorgeous at that time. New, they were like 60. Used, they were like 30. So they were still kind of expensive, but not terrible. I bought my first one and fell in love. And then when the divorce eventually came, which was after our third son, I wanted to move out of state and go to college. The divorce was really rough. I sold all of my dolls. So I had 6 BJDs at the time, including a Soom Sabic Cyborg, which was a limited 10-day order. Still stings all these years later. And probably like 150 or more Pulips. I had like pretty much every one that had ever come out at that time. Now I only have 2. One that you can see in the background, which is the 2010 SDCC exclusive Lala. And then there was another one that I think was like a limited run named Bonita, who came out years later. And I have her. My second husband at that time bought her for me, and she was like $600 because she'd been out for a while. And I guess she was so limited that like the price was insane. After I sold all my dolls to go to college, I was like, I'm never going to get into dolls again. It's going to be more than I can ever afford. I'll never be able to afford to get all the ones back that I lost, so I just don't want to do it anymore. But I did end up getting those 2. I tried to get back into it, and honestly, like, the Pulip and BJD community, I don't know about now. I've been removed from it for a long time, but they were very, very toxic. I mean, not even to talk bad, but if you've ever heard of Den of Angels, you know. You already know. So, well, I pretty much had kind of let go of dolls, and then Monster High came out. And I became obsessed. So my second husband bought me Sweet 1600 Draculaura the year she was released, for my birthday. I think she actually wasn't supposed to come out until the following spring, but she ended up coming out that winter, as a lot of dolls tend to do. And she just set off a chain reaction because I'd seen them in stores. I thought they were kind of cute. I had kind of put off getting them because I didn't want to get into dolls again because it is such an obsession. My grandmother was a doll maker when I was a kid, and I've just loved them ever since. My first husband accidentally threw away all of my Barbies because I had them in totes under old blankets. So when he opened the tote, he thought, oh, well, it's just old blankets. He was cleaning out our storage by himself because I was at home with our babies, and all of my childhood memories. My Little Ponies, Barbies, you name it. So, yeah, I had wanted to get back into dolls, but like I was afraid to. Monster High sealed the deal. Got them, got into Ever After High, Bratzillas. Like, I don't even know. There was so much stuff coming out at that time, and I wanted all of it. Even if it was just for clothes for my Monster Highs, like, bought them anyway. Even some of the stuff that wasn't, like Novi Stars, because they were really cute and they were pretty cheap at the time. I don't know. Well, I'm going to walk you through them and show you everything, and then we will get into my current collection obsessions. Okay, so as mentioned, I have this 2010 limited edition Lala. I named her Halo. She has animal chips, a BJD wig, and if you look, she even has like an Ever After High body because Pulip bodies are so easily breakable. Kind of the same thing for my Bonita. I had replaced her body. It gave me more clothing options for one thing, but it also gave them like way better. Pula bodies are really breakable. They weren't always that way, but they were always bad. Monster High came along next, and like I said, it started with a single Draculaura and exploded into about, oh gosh, at one point I had like over 450 dolls. I don't know how many I have now because like I sold a lot of them. You can see with my Ever After High that there are like spaces where there are people missing that I still plan on getting. With Monster High, I had so many when I moved here that my husband had to put up new shelves. We put up the dolls as we were moving in so they wouldn't get damaged, and then it was such a pain to take them all back down that I've never ever taken the shelves down to paint them, so they're like, yuck. Sorry about that. It's a goal eventually, but we've been remodeling this house for the last 3 years, and it seemed like the least of our problems. So again, tons of Monster High. And here, like I said, there's Snap Stars, a Star Darling, some Hujos, some Descendants that I bought for clothes and couldn't toss because I felt bad. A Pinky Cooper who I'd like to get more of because while she was quirky and kind of weird, I loved her. Lala Loopsy Girls, Wild Hearts Crew, Hairdorables, which I still need to finish getting that prom line. Bratzillas, I'm only missing the 3 princesses. There's some Goliath. So on top of that, I have this. That is only a portion of the massive amounts of bags and bags of clothing that I have. I also have 2 totes full of furniture and accessories and a couple of boxes with accessories in them that I've been planning on setting, just kind of setting aside, parting out, like piecing out, I guess. Yeah. And separating and then listing them for sale on my Instagram. I do still plan on doing that for the people who are looking forward to it. Like I said, it's just been a really rough 2 weeks. So, you know, if you don't already follow me on Instagram, I'll leave a link below. If you're interested in Monster High stuff, furniture, accessories, clothing, keep an eye out because I list stuff for sale like pretty regularly. I think I even have like a couple of stands left, but probably literally only a couple because I think I don't display my dolls with stands, obviously. So I usually sell those pretty quickly after I get them. So next up, we are gonna, sorry, I'm talking really fast because this is like the 3rd time I've recorded this, and I have a lot to do this afternoon. I'm trying, you guys. Thanks for bearing with me. Anyway, current collection. So after Mattel dropped Monster High and Ever After High, and the reboot happened and everything got cheap and kind of gross, I wasn't really trying to give them any more of my money. And then MGA came along with these gorgeous gals who I hadn't planned on buying. That empty space is for 24K DJ. She is under the Christmas tree now. I actually had bought Shadow just for her clothes to see if they fit my Monster High dolls because I was still kind of catching up on the Monster Highs that I was missing and didn't really like her, actually. Shadow almost caused me not to collect them at all. I've since modified her a bit and I like her a lot better. Uptown was the second one I bought. I absolutely fell in love with her and decided I was just going to go ahead and collect all of them. I've only been collecting since June. I have all of them plus these 4 customs. So I really love these girls, and I kind of love MGA because they've really worked hard at listening to collectors. You know, Mattel comes in with this mindset that dolls are for children and should be made cheap and accessible, and it alienates a huge amount of money that they could be making. So yeah, that was my Rainbow High collection. As you can tell, I love them so much that I ended up with doubles of all of them just so I could have a dip-dyed rainbow version, like expand the rainbow. I do plan on getting the cheerleader versions as well, and I'll probably dye those guys too because I tend to only collect, I would say, like 1 of each character, although if you look at my Monster Highs, you know that's not always true. Definitely looking forward to Series 2. I know a lot of people are freaking out because they're in some stores, but not all of them. Obviously, there's a huge crunch with the postal service and with, you know, like, customs and everything and getting everything in and loaded up and delivered to the stores. And people are so stressed because they're like, oh, like some people found them 3 days ago and I haven't yet. It's not fair. hopefully we will all have them found in our collection soon. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed viewing all of my collection. I still have some dolls like my Novi Stars that I hadn't actually unpacked yet. But not much. Like, most of what you see here is pretty much everything I have. And again, like, I'll link my Instagram because I will be selling some, like, Monster High and Ever After High stuff because I don't have room at this house to have, like, that big doll house that I used to have that I've since, like, gotten rid of. So I just have, like, all this extra stuff that needs to go. But, yeah, like, I can't wait to share more adventures with you guys. Like I said, if I don't see you before Christmas, hopefully I'll see you before New Year's. If not, I can't wait to welcome 2021 with you guys. Let's all give 2020 a good giant goodbye. Like, I am over 2020. I'm sure most of you are. But whenever I see you, I will hopefully have some cool, interesting new dolls to share with you. Alright, guys. Happy holidays, happy new year, and I will see you guys as soon as I can.